Right now, Hurricane Idalia heads towards Florida's Gulf Coast. This says final preparations are underway as residents brace for a major hurricane to make landfall. Also, law enforcement in North Carolina try to figure out what led to a deadly shooting on the Chapel Hill campus. You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in. We begin with Madison police arresting a teenager today who allegedly pepper sprayed and robbed a man at a McDonald's drive-thru. Officers were called to the McDonald's in the 2400 block of South Park Street just before 12:40 a.m. A man said that he was waiting in line when three people walked up to him. He said someone sprayed him and stole his phone, which he had been using as a translator. Police were able to track down the phone and find the 15-year-old suspect. She admitted to having the phone in her purse, and she was arrested. She faces a tentative charge of armed robbery as a party to a crime. A Wisconsin sheriff's deputy is recovering after he was exposed to fentanyl. Body cam video shows the moments after Milwaukee County Deputy Andrea Williams came in contact with the deadly drug. This happened Friday as Deputy Williams was inspecting inside a crashed car when the accident was caused by an overdose. Williams says the drug's effects were almost instant. His partner quickly gave him the drug Narcan, which can reverse an opioid overdose. Williams said it took 2 days for him to feel normal again. To some weather now, where Idalia is gaining strength and is now a hurricane as it barrels toward Florida's Gulf Coast. Landfill is expected Wednesday morning, most likely somewhere north of Tampa. Larry Seward has more from Tampa.
The outer bands of Idalia are bringing rain to the Florida Keys as the storm intensifies and makes its way north. Residents along Florida's Gulf Coast are bracing for a major hurricane to make landfall less than a year after Hurricane Ian slammed this region.
It's disheartening to have another storm come this way, and you start to wonder, are we going to get hit over and over and over again?
22 counties are currently under some type of evacuation order, with Idalia threatening a 12-foot storm surge in some areas and the potential for at least 111 miles per hour sustained winds.
This is going to be a major hurricane, likely a Category 3. So everyone just remain vigilant, continue to watch and listen to the local orders that you receive from your local emergency management personnel.
Here in Tampa, forecasters say storm surge could hit 7 feet, which could cause significant flooding in one of Florida's largest cities. The governor says now is the time for people to seek higher ground.
You don't have to go hundreds of miles. You can go to a shelter in a different part of your county, go to a friend's house.
Idalia dumped heavy rain and caused flooding in parts of western Cuba. Forecasters say it's a sneak peek of what residents along Florida's Gulf Coast will see tomorrow. Larry Seward, CBS News, Tampa, Florida.
And the governor also said the storm's track has shifted slightly to the west, but it's still too early to predict exactly where it'll make landfall. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Greg Barnard has a look at our forecast. Greg?
Yeah, we're not looking at anything like that up here. We're actually looking more like fall-like temperatures. Really, if you look at the big picture right now, satellite, you can see there's your storm to the south. There's Idalia that we're talking that's nearing the coast, starting to actually intensify. But up to our north, we had a little weak front that's come through with a few little showers up to the north. Even have some cloud cover beginning to develop too. We'll see this afternoon. As you can see that beginning to expand across the area. Some of those clouds may have a shower or two as some colder air begins to filter into the area. But likewise, we'll keep up that northwest wind too, along with those clouds. So it'll feel a little bit cooler than yesterday that we had with temperatures. Overall, right now, mid-70s for most of the area. If we zoom into Madison, we're holding up in the upper 70s. That's probably where we're going to reach the high right now, right around 80 degrees for a lot of the area. Otherwise, as we look at let me go there. There we go. The northwest winds 10 to 15 if starting to pick up, and you'll notice that that does feel like a little bit of a chill coming with that north wind. Dew points will start falling off because tonight we are going to drop those temperatures up to the north. They're barely getting into the 60s, even 50s up to the UP. So a sign of that cooler air mass that's going to be affecting into the area overall today. Temperature-wise, we're pretty much peaked out our temperatures for the afternoon. Slight chance of a shower. Like I said, most areas will stay dry with some partly sunny skies and that northwest wind coming up next. We'll kind of plan out how chilly those overnight lows might get tonight. We have no rain really in the forecast, and unfortunately we do have some hot conditions coming back for Labor Day, but the positive news with that, it won't be as oppressive as we saw earlier last week.
All right, we'll check back, Greg. Thank you. At the University of North Carolina, investigators are trying to figure out the motive behind a deadly shooting on the campus yesterday. Police have identified the suspect as Tile Che, a graduate student at the school. He was booked at the Orange County Jail on first-degree murder charges and for having a weapon on educational property. Police say Che shot and killed a faculty member, the only victim in the shooting.
Shooting damages the trust and safety that we so often take for granted in our campus community.
Authorities are still searching for the gun used in the attack and a motive. The victim's identity is being withheld pending notification of next of kin. Shifting to the campaign trail, First Lady Jill Biden is making a stop in Madison this Thursday for her first visit to the Isthmus in 3 years. The First Lady expected to tout progress of the president's Cancer Moonshot initiative. She'll also be speaking at an event with the National Education Association and American Federation of Teachers. She'll then stop by a political finance event with Senator Tammy Baldwin. The Henry Vilas Zoo has some exciting news. It's adding 2 new family fun days for the next 2 months. The Family Fun Days will be held on September 3rd, this weekend, and October 1st. Carousel and train rides will be free from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There'll be keeper chats held around the zoo throughout the day. The Glacier Grill and Gift Shop will also have specials at that time. A Milwaukee bar is giving people a big reason to root against former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Jack's American Pub, located at 1323 East Brady Street, will cover your bar tab each time Rodgers and the Jets lose this season. Rodgers is entering his first season in New York after leaving the Packers early this year. Now, to score the deal, you have to arrive 15 minutes before each Jets game and start a new drink tab. Stay for the entire game, and if Rodgers loses, your drinks are free. The Jets' first game is Monday night, September 11th. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. The Department of Transportation fines American Airlines millions of dollars, plus millions of Americans with student loans prepare to start repaying student loans. It's coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Wow, this is where you work now?
Figured I deserved a more inspiring space. And with home values being up, I had a lot of equity. So I got a home equity line of credit from Summit, and voila, added a home office.
Took your business to the next level.
Hey, you two have been in your place for a couple years now. Any fun plans?
Well, we just finished a refi with Summit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And the plan is to make a bunch of great memories.
We're gonna use the savings to get a camper.
Whatever your goals, Summit Credit Union can help you use your home's equity to go get them.
Steinhofels is your sleep solution destination. We have all the best brands at the best prices. And with our 120-night sleep guarantee and free delivery, you can't make a mistake. At Steinhofels, we take the time to fit you with the perfect mattress, giving you the best night's sleep possible. Rest easy when you use Steinhofels' 72-month special financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhofels.com.
Get ready for an improved news experience. The all-new Channel 3000 News app is here. Experience a website-like layout and swipe through articles without returning to the home screen.
Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
The U.S. Department of Transportation said it is fining American Airlines $4.1 million for unlawfully keeping passengers stuck in planes on the tarmac for lengthy periods of time. In a statement, the department says American Airlines violated the DOT's rule prohibiting airlines from keeping people on the tarmac for more than 3 hours. During delays of that length, airlines are required to allow people to exit the plane. The DOT says the fine marks the largest civil penalty ever issued for tarmac delay violations. About 44 million Americans with student debt must soon start repaying their student loans. Interest will start accruing on education loans on Friday, with payments set to resume in October. The change could impose a financial strain on many households after a 3.5-year hiatus during the COVID-19 pandemic. A Supreme Court ruling earlier this summer blocked President Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 in debt per borrower. And after 35 years, Nordstrom has shut its flagship department store in San Francisco's Union Square. In May, Nordstrom announced plans to close the 5-story location, saying customer foot traffic was affected by a dramatic change in the dynamics of the downtown San Francisco market. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 237 points. The NASDAQ up 224 points. The S&P 500 up 50. Up next, Pam has today's egg prices, and Greg takes a look at the complete forecast. And then today on Live at 4, Consumer Report shows us 5 things in your home that you didn't know actually have an expiration date. That's coming up.
Here's your parachute.
Packed it myself.
Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Packed it myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Wish you had help getting things done. Same. So I got Spectrum One. Fast internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi, all for a great price. Spectrum helps me run all this easily. Work, bust. Treat dispenser, treating. And since I'm always on this, unlimited mobile is a no-brainer.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-802-4999 or visit spectrum.com today.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Giancarlo Esposito takes the happy place to the dark side.
Do the happy place lyrics in your villain voice.
That's a little bit twisted now.
Plus, design duo Ben and Aaron Napier.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
The first day of school's coming up fast for kids in the 608.
Tomorrow, Josh is live in Janesville with a look at what students can expect as they head back to class.
Yeah, we do have a taste of fall for now, but the heat builds back for the upcoming weekend. Tomorrow morning between 4:30 and 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Hello, stranger.
I know. It should be back for a couple days now at least. So, but with that in mind, let's take a look at some of the pictures from where I was. Big Sky Country. Yeah, that's where my farm tour took us. Wyoming, Montana, Utah. Take a look at some of the stops that we made. First off, we were in Montana visiting first-generation farmers at Big Sky Orchard. This first-generation young lady, Maddie, and her brother kind of took over the land from their parents and decided they wanted to farm. So they initially were involved in cherry production, which in that particular area outside of Whitefish, Montana, is actually very, very popular. Kind of like our Door County cherries, except they are growing dark red sweet cherries versus our tart. They also started converting acres over to hop production for all the microbrews that have sprung up in that area of Montana. Maddie's standing in front of one of their processing machines. There are the hops up on vines. That looks pretty much like what you'd see around Wisconsin. What they do is harvest it, then they pelletize those hops and work with local microbrews to kind of come up with their recipes. There's the crew at Glacier National Park. We were in those red buses that hail all the way back to the early 1930s, originally made out of wood. They've obviously been retrofitted quite a little bit with the help of Ford Motor Company, gone through a couple different evolutions as far as the engines are concerned, but today they are still alive and well and toting folks like us all through the park. You can see that haze in the background. That's one thing that we saw. That's one other thing we saw. My eagle-eye photographer, Pete Johnson from up by DeForest, he's always got the quick eye, and he caught that bighorn sheep walking through the parking lot of a visitor center and then taking off up onto the slope. So kind of lucky that we saw that wildlife. A lot of folks ask me, did you see any bear? We saw one bear, but it was quite at a distance, so I'm not going to be able to share that picture with you. I've got more up at Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook if you want to take a peek. Wisconsin farmers a little happier this week than last as far as their crop conditions were concerned. 59% of our Wisconsin corn crop called good to excellent this week. That's up 4 percentage points. 59% of our soybeans called good to excellent. That's up 3 percentage points. Speaking of corn and soybeans, I want to remind you this Thursday from 8 until noon, the Arlington Crops and Soils Field Day happening. All of our University Extension specialists out there to show you different plots that they've been running this year. 8 until noon this Thursday at the Arlington Ag Research Facility. Dairy markets today are red hot. Right now, the fluid milk contracts are up, so those numbers have been adjusted substantially. Our product prices are high, too. Barrel cheese up 6 at $1.86. 40-pound black cheese up 4 3/4 at $1.99 1/4. Double A butter, though, down a nickel today, $2.62 a pound. Fluid milk contracts up. Kids going back to school. Surprise, surprise, that milk might be going up.
And the temperatures are going up next week, too. Kids going back to school. Right on cue.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Well, glad you had a good time. Welcome back.
See you later.
For now, temperatures cooling off for the work week. Here's Greg with a complete look at the forecast.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see cooler temperatures. You've heard about the hurricane. Here's kind of a brief update. Really, it's going to be Category 1. By the time it gets to the coast, still forecast to be a Category 3. Should be sometime tomorrow morning up into the kind of the Big Bend of Florida. There are some shifts maybe in the track further north or west. We'll see if that actually materializes, but expect some shift as it gets closer to landfall. Once it makes landfall, then at a Category 3, it should quickly then diminish to about a tropical storm by the time it gets to the Carolinas, and then it'll move off the shore then too. So that's kind of the path still as we're looking at. No sign of change of the intensity as we go through there. So just an idea of that. For us, we're not seeing any of that. We may see a shower or two today, but we're dry through the Labor Day weekend. We could see dry conditions through all of next week, although there's a few chances next week. None of this pattern looks really conducive to see a lot of rainfall. Temperatures fall-like through Thursday, hot and humid through Labor Day, very warm continuing. Heat indexes will probably be in the 90s. Remember last week where heat indexes 115 or even higher, so it won't be as oppressive, especially when it comes to the dew point, but it will still be fairly hot towards record level heat. Overall, our northwest flow will keep us pretty much cool for the next several days. You won't see that really change until we get to about really Friday. Once that system out to the west begins to get closer, that'll turn the flow eventually to the southwest, but that won't occur really until we get closer to Friday or even Friday afternoon. We'll start seeing more of the temperatures begin to increase. That's going to push north. That'll change the flow right there. We'll start warming back up. Really, there's your hurricane there that we're watching to the southeast. Mild conditions up to the north. The hot conditions really have been pushed to the south, but they are going to begin to expand north towards Friday. It'll probably stay just to our south, the most excessive heat. But as we go through Saturday and Sunday, that's when it's probably going to get closest through Labor Day. And then as you see the system out west, more showers and thunderstorms. We'll watch that. That could be our next chance of rain as it gets closer. But through Labor Day, it's just going to be right overhead or right to the south. Once again, probably not as oppressive that we saw last week, especially when regards to the dew points getting into 70s, more 60s, but definitely will be record level. Once we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday after Labor Day, that's when this system begins to lift north. That's when we could see maybe a shower or thunderstorm as it progresses east, but we're not going to get quite rid of this heat next week. It's just going to be right to our south, so we'll see if that changes. Precipitation, we're not seeing much of anything that's going to change this. Overall, here's your excessive heat, slight to moderate risk. That is really through the 4th through the 7th. We'll watch if that actually continues on past that time, but once again, it doesn't look to be anything like that, but we could see some record highs. For today, just a few showers coming through this afternoon. Otherwise, we'll see clear skies tonight. That will allow the temperatures to get back down as you wake up tomorrow morning in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow, cool conditions, more like mid-September, end of September. Temperatures only getting back up to around the low 70s with a light northeast wind. Plenty of sunshine, but it won't feel like August. And that'll be for another cool night, maybe even cooler as we go into Thursday morning. We could be low 30s, low 40s in some of the areas. Really a taste of fall. Once again, and as we go into Thursday, should be pleasant weather. We'll get back up into the mid-70s. Smoke, there's a little bit of haze out there. Good news, last day of that should push south. We shouldn't see much in the way of that. Otherwise, you look at the temperatures. There's your 88 on Saturday. We'll jump back up to 92 or 93. We could see a few records those 3 days, but once again, heat indexes probably in the mid to upper 90s. Don't see 100. And don't forget, tomorrow night, we have the super blue moon, one of the closest ones we'll see. That'll be out about 8:32 p.m. Eastern time, and sky conditions look good.
All right. Look for that. Thank you, Ray. We come back. UW Health dietitian Michelle Swader joins us to discuss healthy ways to pack your child's school lunches.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
If you're on Medicare and Medicaid, it pays to pick a plan with the benefits you want. With the iCare Medicare plan, members receive a spending account card that gives them $150 total per month to spend on food, OTC items, utilities, or even rent. Members also have a $0 copay for all covered Part D drugs and dental and vision coverage. Call to speak with a licensed sales agent who will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Get 11% off your painting project at Menards. From simple paint protection to heavy-duty construction, Polar Plastics has a solution for any project. Pick up a 10 by 25-foot roll of all-purpose plastic drop cloth today for just $7.99 after rebate. Protect your trim and walls with Scotch Painter's Tape. It stays on any surfaces and can be easily removed without leaving any sticky residue. Get a roll for $6.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
At Informed Choice Insurance Agency, we're proud of our 5-star reviews.
My agent Matthew explained everything about Medicare and the needed supplemental insurance. He took the time to show me several different plans and the plus and minuses of each policy.
Andrea was amazing, from her knowledge to her presentation to her skills in navigating complicated and intimidating waters. I cannot emphasize enough how much she helped me and my family.
Need help with your Medicare or Marketplace health plans? Get 5-star service at Informed Choice Insurance Agency.
Want a tighter, flatter tummy and the hottest deal of the year? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
After my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me self-conscious.
Emotionally, it was really sad. Feeling good up here, but you look down and you don't.
After having my babies, it went in different direction. From here, it went to here, and I just couldn't get rid of that.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
I got the tummy tuck results without the tummy tuck downtime.
And I finally got the flat stomach I wanted.
I'm able to get back in my size 8 jeans. I feel sexy, I feel confident.
But it feels good to feel good and look good.
Schedule your free no-obligation consultation now and find out how to get your dream body on your budget with our best offer of the year. Call or go to sonobello.com and get exclusive access to our employee-only pricing.
UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader is back with us. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Happy end of August already.
Right.
Kids heading back to school. We're talking about packing tips for lunches in this month's health segment. So it's all about the packing.
Yes, you can
save yourself a lot of stress if you're organized at the beginning. So one of the things that really organized folks will do will actually devote a cupboard or a drawer to some of their supplies, some of their shelf-stable things, their silverware, so they don't have to keep crisscrossing the kitchen. They can just get it done a lot faster.
Things like this?
And definitely having the right equipment is going to help. So if you know that you've got some big containers that you want to serve for leftovers, make sure you have a big tote. You know, a lot of people try to get by with a small one, but if you're taking a lot of leftovers, that might just not fit in all that well.
Water bottle?
Water bottle, that's something you can also put in the refrigerator to keep it cool, to help with refrigeration, along with any kind of ice pack that you can freeze. And so that just helps keep things cold if you have some things like that.
And portions are the key.
Yes, so if you have something that you need to even dip, like salsa or cheese dip, you can use smaller containers, salad dressing containers. You can put a smaller salad container in with your big salad just to make sure there's no drips. Definitely having silverware, just having everything that you need on hand is going to make things a lot less stressful. Nobody's going to forget something, not have a spoon if they need one.
And some foods that you can buy prepared.
Yes, this is the challenge that a lot of families have, the convenience versus the cost factor. These items are a lot of things that are just grab and go. You can buy them ready to go. The portions are correct. The apple juice is no sugar added. But with a little creativity and a little ingenuity, you can make all these things yourself by making them and portion them out ahead of time, making your own personalized trail mix with things you like. So it's definitely helpful if the kids get involved. Not only is this great all for grown-ups, but for kids, choosing things that they like, and you can do that by pre-planning too if you wanted to make a menu or kind of a meal plan that you can shop off of.
And something like this would help too.
Right, that's something you can easily find something that like that online to help kind of organize, especially the first couple weeks of school can always be a little bit stressful. So if you can do a little forethought, it helps the packing and the eating and the kids' acceptance of the things. It's going to work a lot better.
You got your main course, veggies, fruit, something fun?
Something fun is interesting because it can be a dessert. It can always be a joke of the day. It can be a little message from the parents. It can be anything that it just, you know, breaks up the day a little bit.
But as you say, getting the kids involved can be kind of fun too.
Yes, if they're choosing which vegetables they're eating, they're more likely to eat them instead of throw them out or trade them away or something like that. And anything that they can do to help, if they can make their own trail mix, if they can roll up a meat and cheese, just gives them something to do. Might slow down the process a little bit, but it definitely gets them involved.
It's hard to believe it's back to school already, isn't it?
I know, it goes so fast.
Well, Michelle, great ideas as usual.
Thank you.
We'll see you next month.
All right.
And you'll have a final check of your forecast.
Yeah, don't forget the super blue moon comes out tomorrow night at 8:42 p.m. It'll probably be the last one we see for quite a few years. It is a blue moon and super moon because we've already had one earlier this month. That was a sturgeon moon. So should be great sky conditions. For this afternoon, you playing in pickleball, should be excellent conditions. Partly cloudy skies, a little breeze out there, up to 15 out of the north, but otherwise upper 70s to near 80. Tonight it will cool down to 40 degrees in many locations, around 50 with clear skies and lighter winds. That sets up more of like a mid-September, end of September day with low 70s, plenty of sunshine tomorrow, and that sets up for the blue moon. Going to be quite chilly. We could see some 30s probably up to the north coming into Thursday morning. Madison will be around the mid-40s, so definitely be a chill as you wake up. Unfortunately, that doesn't last too long. Once we get to this weekend, we're looking at temperatures climbing up to the low 90s. We could see records Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It won't be as oppressive as we saw last week, but still it will be hot for early September. Otherwise, we're not going to see any type of precipitation probably through most of the period. Unfortunately, we do need some, and that doesn't look to be coming anytime soon.
The moon won't be blue. They just blue because it's 2 in 1 month.
Exactly. It's just that's called that way.
All right. Thanks for clearing that up. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.